Hello, hello. I'm Talion here with this week's Speedpaint Sunday. Nothing too exciting this time. We're just doing a regular old standard speed paint. Um, Let me just double check real quick that stream is working. I think we're good. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I guess let's get right into it. Whoa, why's my... Now this pen is acting up. No, it's fine. I think it's okay. But yeah, last time was pretty exciting with the edits to an existing one. We haven't really done that before, but this time is just normal. This one is going to be really annoying, I can already tell, because it's going to be really hard to separate anything into layers here. Um, this is always a problem when there's just like a lot of depth in an image. Like kind of continuous depth, if you know what I mean. Like it's one thing when there's like distinct layers that can kind of be cut apart, but in this case you have like from this all the way like going forward to this foreground is kind of one continuous piece. Like this part on the right side here can maybe be split into a separate layer, but this stuff in here is going to be tricky. So I don't know. I mean, in the past I've definitely had decent success drawing these with very few layers or even like on one layer, so I might have to do that for this one. Mm. That. Then over here, there's just like a whole bunch of stuff here in the foreground. Or not foreground, the background. Kind of like that. I'm not necessarily going to include all the rocks and stuff in this first sketch, but getting at least a little bit of that stuff in here. I think the most important thing really is the statues. I can't even tell what the heck is going on here. I think this is like a ruined wall of some kind. Let's just get that in there, just to help us kind of get what's it? Get like relative landmarks for other stuff, you know? Um this guy here is gonna be hard because I feel like it's one of those things where it's a very noticeable feature, but it's actually pretty small, so I'm going to have to fight the urge to make it much bigger. Hmm. Am I trying to figure out if I have it placed correctly? I think so. Yeah, and it is just so small and so detailed. Um, I'm definitely not going to put in a lot of detail when drawing this guy, but, you know, we'll figure something out. Oh boy. This one might be even trickier. Mm. I think my ground here needs to be lower to accommodate this guy. Hmm. kind of want to like zoom in to see what's going on. This statue. Honestly, hard to see. Like it's hard to tell where its like different legs are and whatnot. It's just got kind of a whole bunch of stuff going on down here. Well, we'll figure something out, I guess. What even is this back here? Is this like ears? I think it's like it's not ears. It's like some kind of headpiece at the back of his head, or like head wings or something. It did come out looking like ears on my little sketch there, which looks a little bit weird on this guy, I think. But I think he needs to be wider. That's getting there, I think. Okay. That's maybe a decent place to start for that. Is that good enough? I think that might be good enough for the sketch, maybe. All right, let's see. Well, the next question, as usual, is how to do the layers, which is, yeah, not going to be easy on this one. I think at the very least I can put this corner on a separate layer and I can put this big guy on a separate layer. I can maybe put the other big statue on a separate layer too, and maybe just have the rest of all of this all be one layer. Maybe? Potentially putting this glow here on a separate layer, that could maybe be a good idea. Let's try that. Okay. And once again, we're having some tricky lighting because there's kind of browns and greens. Like the light from here is very green. I think the light, there's like some kind of light coming from the top here, I think that's also like greenish. But I think the rocks and stuff have a base brown color, and then there's these orangey lanterns as well, which make things a little bit tricky. So this area here is like super, super dark, so it doesn't make a huge amount of difference if I get the hue a little bit off. I think for the most part, this upper bit is pretty like bluish greenish. Honestly, most of it is pretty bluish greenish except for like orangey browny bits up here and like in here. So I think I can pretty much start with like start on the greens. Let's see. I don't know, just do some sort of like teal. That's a decent color for that, probably. Except this is going to be really annoying because it'll cover up all my lines. But it's okay, I think. We'll do something about it. I think I'm actually going to leave that as is and then start putting in some of the like more foregroundy colors and then gradually blend the two together. So let's go with this. So this is like a greenish color. I can't even decide if that's more of a like bluish or yellowish green. Obviously it varies. Like here where it's more in the light, it's more yellow. Should I just start with a yellowish green then? That's too much, I think. That's, I think, too light. But I think the hue is pretty okay. Boo, hello, Brem, something. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. Uh, how are you? I'm pretty good. Uh, I'm always like, I feel like these speed paints are kind of like going to the gym for me, where it's like I don't want to do it, but I know I'll be glad I did later, you know? So I'm always just like, I'm tired. Do I have to do this today? But once I get into it, I think I'm gonna have fun. You know what? I'm just gonna start with this color. I'm just gonna put that everywhere and then fix it up as we go along. Yeah, maybe just here. Oh, a kitty has arrived. Hello, fluffy one. Please don't distract me. I'm trying to draw. Okay, whatever. Let's just fill. Oh, we can leave that. That part is gonna be browner. What are you painting? So this is a background from Genshin Impact. It's somewhere in the like tunnels underneath Sumeru. I don't even remember where this is exactly. Oh, kitty, you're very cute. But I mean, I guess technically I don't need that hand. I can draw with my other one. All right. Actually, maybe put some of this out here too, maybe. But here we need to get like darker. We want to go towards the browns more. How brown do we want to go? Let's go with that for now. That's not what we want to do there. Maybe put that here though. That's not dark enough for that. We're gonna need to do other stuff there in a little bit, but I'm just gonna kind of sketch it in with that for now, I think. Kitty, I'm gonna need a name and deets. Her name is Ember. She's fluffy and black. And she has a little white spot on her chest. She's a little void creature. Okay, I don't want to get into this too much with these browns because I want to actually put like more saturated browns in it, and I'm afraid if I start with this, it's gonna get desaturated and it's gonna just turn muddy. So you gotta be a little bit careful here. I feel like I'm already generating mud. We're getting mud in here. The question is whether I'll be able to fix it up afterwards. You know what? I'm just gonna start going for the more saturated stuff, maybe. Maybe? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. That's not correct at all. Let's maybe go for like the yellow or green in some of these places. You really can't see the difference with this at all, can you? That's not doing anything. That's doing something. Okay. We're starting to get places a little bit. That's not quite right, but it'll do for a start. Let me actually take not quite this color, but maybe a darker one. No, I need browner. Maybe like that. Kind of like that, I think. Maybe also just get some of the browns in here and stuff. No, that's too much. Let's get our green back. What green do we have? And just go for like a darker one. I feel like my approach with this one is just kind of just throw all the colors on there at once, and we'll figure it out later. It's alright. It works. Do not question my methods. Oh boy. I think my program is starting to lag now. What the heck is going on? Alright, so here I'm going to be putting in like here and stuff. This is the very intense warm browns over there. So that it's coming. Not quite yet, but it's coming. These parts in general are going to need to get way, way darker. But we have time for now. In case you're new around here and don't know how things work, but I have 1 hour to finish this. So we don't have that much time. But for now, we have time. Let's start getting into more of this backgroundy stuff, I guess. This is a darker color that we could use for this. Oh, actually, let me get back my dark green and put that in here. There we go. Cool, cool. I think this color is still not dark enough. We're really gonna need to get this way, way dark. Yeah, it needs to be way darker than that. Not quite right. I think this bit is gonna need to go higher. Sure is a challenge. It sure is. This honestly is not one of the worst ones. I've done much more complicated ones. Okay. That's decent. Let's start blending it with this color, I guess. I think we need a darker version of this, though. What would be good for that? I guess just start making it darker. All right, let's just do a blend of these, and then fix it up. What is happening? Why is my brush lagging? Come on. I used to have issues with my pen where it would just like stop working. So this is better than that at least, but still not great. Can it not? Yeah, over here. You want to get things a little bit lightened up. Yeah, man, this this brown that I'm using is just way too light for this. This whole area needs to get so much darker. But first let me actually fill in the the gaps and stuff. We don't want gaps. Gaps are no fun. How do I fix up these colors? Actually, maybe I don't want to fix up these colors yet, because I do want to fix them, but that's probably not the highest priority right now. I am, in fact, on a time crunch. Let's get back. I think this was the super dark color I was using before. Cool, cool. And let's start blending that with some like that. Oh, that works surprisingly decent. Okay. Let's just kind of blend this a little bit. Yeah, that's working. I'm taking my dark color and just using it to blend out my lighter one. And that is actually really doing the trick. I think I nailed that teal color pretty well. Let's get a little bit of the dark color in here though, or not the dark color, the thick brush, just because I feel like I'm getting some like gaps. Oh, Kitty has returned again. Hi, Kitty. Please, tail out of face. Very cute, but am busy. I'm gonna fill it in with this, and then I think I'm going to put the light on a separate layer. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, and then I will put in some more kind of shadows in here with the other brush. I think we're gonna need to get some of the warmer tones in there. You know what? I'm gonna get a second layer and just kind of put that in there just as like a sketch, just to have it. Okay. Just kind of for reference. All right, now how do I want to do the rest of this? Having like a lot of dropped frames and stuff. I hope the stream's okay. Let's go even darker on that. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to go back to this color, I think. Or actually, that's not even really the color that we want there. But it's what we're using for now. Let's get one of these like browns, I think, and start blending that up a little bit. No, that's not the color I want. It's too brown. I don't see any issues, but I'm also not 100% focusing on the stream. That's okay. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not like that picky about video quality for these. I mean, you know, I want the image to be nice, but if it's not like 100% smooth, if there's some like dropped frames here and there, I think it just doesn't make that big of a difference for these art streams at least. So like I stream games and stuff sometimes too, but for those I multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and for the game streams that's just not feasible because it just looks really bad. But I'm a little bit more lenient about the art streams. Not that I don't want them to look good, it's just I think they don't suffer quite as much for that. Oh gosh. Hey, pen, please. I thought we were over these issues. Okay, I think we definitely need to get these darker in here. Maybe take this color and just darken it up a little bit. I think, yeah. As much as I like that color that I picked there, it is still too light for a lot of these shadows. I think I can maybe take the sketch out for now. Like a lot of stuff happening in the back here that I'm not really... I think I don't really have the time to fully define all of the rock edges and whatnot. The best I can hope for is to just kind of give it some texture and hope that it reads correctly as rock. I think that might be about as much as I can do for this right now. I do want to fix up this so that this looks like more of a smooth transition. Let's get our browns. And I think the first thing I want to do is actually darken up this bit. I want this to be warmer, actually. Maybe go a little bit more to the red, a little bit more saturated. Especially like in here where we're gonna have that warm light coming in from the lantern. But then here, over here we have the cooler, greener tones. And then here, we have the lightest sort of part there. You can just put a little bit of this in there. Okay, that's probably too much, but I think it'll do. Oops. Ah. Why is it lagging? Okay, let's see. We're about at half time, which I think is fine. You know what? I think I should... Okay, first of all, I think I want to just try to put in this front part real fast. Just see how quickly I can do that. I think I want to spend, like, set aside at least a good, like, 10-15 minutes just to do the statues, because I think those are super important. I really want to put more time into these rocks and this like, this stuff, but I'm afraid I'm not going to have time for that. Are you allowed to take water breaks during this? I mean, I drink some water from time to time, but it doesn't... It still counts towards my time, so not really. That's actually a really good point, because I'm really thirsty right now. All right. We're good to go. Let's get get some of the greens going over here a little bit. And then I think let's put it in with this color for now. And then go just really intense on this. Okay, that's looking good. I think I actually made that too warm. I want to put in a little bit more of the cool tones in here. That's too light though. Let's darken that up. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, like that. And then continue with our, let's see. Like that, and keep making it like super warm and stuff. Actually, let's go back to softer brush. Just kind of gradually keep raising the brightness until we have something nice and light. Obviously I'm missing the actual like light and the platform it's on. That is coming later probably. We'll see. If I have time, maybe. Although, you know what? It's probably important enough to try to put in real fast. Yep. Oh, come on, come on. Don't screw me over. Hello, Feather Dust. Welcome to the stream. What color do I want that? That's good enough, I think. Not ideal, but whatever. Oh my gosh, why is it... I like can't get things... I don't know if it's my pen acting up or what. Something's acting up. Let me just steal this color from down here. That's not really looking right, but... close enough, I guess. Whatever. I might be able to come back to that if I have time, which is unlikely. Okay. Not right now, at any rate. I really don't like how that's turned out. I, I want to do it, but I don't have time. I'm using the wrong brush for this, though. Alright, I need to stop doing this. I need to get back to the actual important stuff. Okay. I do think that this needs to be messed with some more. There's like the shadows underneath this. Okay, I need to stop doing this and get to other things. I think let's just do the statues. Those are important, and we need to make sure to get those in. Statue. Let's start with the big one. What color to make these? Start with this color maybe. That actually does the gray pretty well. Oh gosh. No, we need to go darker. Yeah, let's go with that for now. actually a little bit difficult to tell if it's standing on this or if the, yeah, I think the ground is overlapping the statue's legs. So maybe I'll actually put this underneath this layer. Okay, cool, cool. We're gonna need to get some reds in here for some of this. This guy just has too many colors, and I don't have time to pick out all of these colors for it. So, sorry, dude, you're probably gonna end up not having this many colors. Can use this for the reddish parts. That's too intense, I think. Oops. Sure, let's try to go with the super dark color I had before. I feel like this color isn't quite right, but also I just, at this point, I feel like I just don't have time to go around picking out colors properly. So, it is what it is. Um, is that good enough for this guy? I feel like it's not. I feel like we really need to do better. I think we should at least try to give it some more highlights, some of the brighter parts. Is that good enough? And I do need to get in the spear at some point, probably. I'm gonna see if I can try to get like a dark brown. Get in some of... Is that good enough? Okay, I think that'll have to do. Let's give him his staff thing. Stream apparently disconnected, hopefully only for a brief moment. I think it's okay now. Okay. I wish I could do more for this guy, but I think that's gonna have to be it. Let's maybe put a bit of highlight in there. I don't know. I think that's as much as I can do on my time limit. So let's get the other one in real fast. How fast can we get this guy in? Oh, oops, I should be using this brush. It is not placed correctly. Let's maybe take this guy and just move him about there. How do I even do this? I don't know. I think this guy's just gonna end up being really janky looking. Whoops. Hmm. I think it also ended up being a little bit uh tilted a little bit too much. Oh well. It is what it is, I suppose. I think that guy's just gonna be like that. He also ended up too small. My bad. Um, anyway, we do have time, fortunately, to start putting in some of the other stuff. I don't know. What do I even want to focus on? I definitely want to spend some time fixing this up, but there's just so much elsewhere all over the place that I want to mess around with. Ah, what is happening? Why is my keeps lagging? Makes it really hard to like control anything. Oh my gosh, stop doing that. Ah. All right, whatever. That's gonna be okay, probably. Let's get some darker. Why? Stop doing that. There's this whole like wall here that I don't really have like at all, but I don't know if I really have time. I think in general these greens all like need to just get way darker. Pen, please. I thought this tablet didn't have those issues. Can we stop? Yeah, so this is a better green, I think, for these things. Oh my god. Every stroke takes like forever. What's happening? Oh boy. Why? We've got some more like light over here. Oh gosh, why? What is my pen doing? Stop doing that. Um, hmm. I definitely want to try to fix up these. What is happening? Seriously. Man, my stream FPS was like 10. I think things are just bad in general. Frames missed due to rendering lag. Oh gosh. I think what I'm gonna try to do is turn off my model. I think my computer's just struggling. That should help, hopefully. That does already feel way better. I hope it was that. Let's get like some super dark stuff in here. Just for some extra texture and whatnot. Something like that. Sure, why not? I think actually the rest of this needs to get darker too. Blend this stuff together a little bit. Let's see. There was some like sort of lighter bits. We take this color, get that in there. Kind of like that, I guess. Okay, we have that. It would be nice to get this in here too. Or you know what? Let's go on this layer and get some extra dark bits in here. Okay, I think that's looking good. You know what? I'm gonna do this bit, and then if I have time after that, I'll go back and do like this fallen wall and continue fixing up some of this stuff. All right? Sound good? I think that sounds like a plan to me. This is that layer. Let's just put it here so that we can see it. The question is what to do with this. I think we can put a little bit of stuff in there. And maybe take our watercolory brush and actually erase a little bit. Or, I don't know, maybe I don't want to erase. Maybe I want to, I actually might take this layer and start painting some stuff on there too. Yeah, just get a little bit of, not that. Some more of these like browns and stuff. Maybe the darker, what darker colors did I have in here? And even just for a little bit of texture in there. Whoa, not there. Sort of like that. Okay, but I think I did overdo it a little bit with the browns in there, so let's undo them a little bit, just a little bit. That's actually looking surprisingly good. Let's maybe put a little bit more of that stuff here on the lower level. Like that? I think that's looking good. I think you can maybe use a little bit of more towards the yellowy greenish side. Oops. Maybe on this layer though. I did end up with some pretty awkward layer arrangements here. Oh well. Okay, I think that will sort of do. I don't really like how this is blended. Okay, I think that'll do. Let's just start putting stuff in the other. I kind of want to put darker. This also needs to get way darker though. There's so much stuff that just needs to get way darker. And I'm not gonna have time to do all of it, I don't think. Oops. This needs to be darker and just all of this. It's not quite the right color, I don't think. I think we need to go into more of these colors. Here, though, we need to go back to the browns. What browns do we have? Like darker browns. Oops. There we go. We have that whole wall that I've been completely ignoring. Let's try to maybe put that in somehow. Jaggedy edge of it. Ah, that's not right. Mostly what we need is to put in the collapsed part, which is like super dark. This is not the right color for it. I think this is very blue, and we need, you know what? I'm gonna actually change that. We need to go way back to the browns. This looks pretty awkward like that, but whatever. I think that's about as good as I can do right now. Let's get our, was this the brown? Get some kind of brown. All right, well, I guess that'll do, maybe. What else do we have time for? Not much, really. There's more. Some more of this orangey light in here. Maybe we have time to put in this other lantern over here. Let's try it. We're not really getting much of the glow of it, are we? I think that's probably because I didn't do a lot of stuff with these sides. Maybe I need to fill that in too. You know what? I think in general this needs to just get way warmer because this is all like in that light. Some of the it's something much. Oh, I'm still on the wrong brush. Okay, like that, I guess. Okay, that's doing something, I think. Man, I think in general this stuff is still just way too light. Well, it's not as bad as I thought, honestly. This part in particular, though, I think still needs to get somewhat darker. We are about at time. Oh man, there's all this other stuff in here too. See if we can put in any of these other like fallen pillars and whatnot. And like back there, where's... We have some kind of nice teal. Yeah, I think that teal will probably do. It's like not teal enough. Okay, close enough, I think. That, and then we can give it some lighter bits. I don't know, whatever. Something like that. There's some other random ruins buried, whatever. Well, we are at time. I don't know if is there anything else I want to put in like 2 seconds? I would really, really like to fix up this guy a little bit and like make him darker in some places. Yeah, I think that's about as much as I can do. I think I'll have to call it there. Overall, I'd say this one looks pretty darn good. Oh man, you know what's actually really bothering me? If I can take another like 2 seconds. Can I... How much can I fix this up? This is just like not correct. It like needs to be more that way. It's just a small thing that's bothering me. Okay, anyway, that'll be it. And hello, Qlith. Looks good, thank you. This part also is like too light. I feel like in general I need to darken things up a whole lot all over the place. But overall, I think it came out nice. I find it interesting how these different ones often come out with like different sort of styles. Like sometimes they end up more like smooth and blended, and this one is one of the ones that it isn't. Like you can see really in this corner, for instance, how like I really didn't blend these colors at all. They're just kind of different colors on top of each other. I actually like this effect. I think it looks pretty cool. Honestly, I think it mostly comes down to which brushes I use. So like sometimes I accidentally stay on the thick brush when I mean to like go into a softer, more blendy one. But it still makes a nice effect. I'm actually quite a big fan of it. Um, so yeah, in general, I feel like I wasn't really doing much blending at all in this one. Yeah, I don't know. I think it just kind of depends on what kind of composition it is. Anyway, overall, quite happy with this one. It definitely has a lot of stuff going on. It really has that combination of the very greenish sort of lighting with the very warm orangish lighting. The texture makes it a lot more interesting. Yeah, I like it. I don't know if I can always do it on purpose, if you know what I mean. It just kind of comes out that way sometimes. Um, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. That was fun. I I feel like I'm missing a lot of oomph in this guy here. Like the shadows aren't dark enough, the light isn't quite bright enough. It's just not quite sharp enough. I don't know, something's off. But overall, quite happy with it. We can check these values again, and you can really see that a lot of the places are just not as dark as they should be. I think this foreground area isn't dark enough. This definitely isn't dark enough. And like here, not dark enough. The top part here also. And in there, and in there. Um, yeah. Well, still, I'm kind of nitpicking. I think overall I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Like for 1 hour, if I just kind of, unfocus my eyes, they look pretty darn similar. That's honestly kind of impressive. Go me. All right. Well, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. This coming week will, I think, just be a normal schedule. So Tuesday, Thursday, I'll be playing Of the Devil. So you guys should check that out because that game is super cool and it's been a great time. And then on Sunday, I'll be back for another speed paint. All right. Thanks, guys.